Samira, a young and determined lawyer, spends her days buried in legal files, fighting for justice in a system that often favors the wealthy. She has always believed in the power of law, but when her mentor, Mr. Raymond, hands her a case involving a powerful tycoon, Mr. Malik, she realizes that justice is not always easy to obtain. Malik's company, Titan Industries, has been accused of polluting a poor village's water supply, leaving families sick and children dying. Watching a courtroom where the case is dismissed due to insufficient evidence, she is haunted by the villagers' cries for justice. But something does not sit right with her. The evidence, or lack thereof, seems suspicious. Late that night, she reviews the documents again and uncovers a hidden report proving Malik's company falsified pollution records, setting her on a dangerous path. Her discovery puts her life and career at risk. Malik's influence reaches every corner of the legal system, and as soon as she begins her investigation, she is warned to step away. First, it's a subtle warning from her law firm. Then, she notices strangers watching her from a distance. A brick is thrown through her apartment window with a note that reads, "Stay out of this." Her mentor, Mr. Raymond, tells her to be careful, but he does not discourage her from seeking the truth. "Justice is not given, Samira," he says. "It is taken." Determined to build her case, Samira travels to the village and is devastated by what she sees. The water is dark and smells of chemicals. A woman named Amina, whose son died from a mysterious illness, takes her in and tells her about the many children who have fallen sick. Samira listens, her heart heavy with grief and rage. She collects testimonies, documents medical reports, and photographs the polluted water. She meets an old scientist, Dr. Naveed, who once worked for Titan Industries but left after realizing what they were doing. He has crucial evidence, a leaked email showing that Malik and his executives knew about the contamination and chose to cover it up. As Samira prepares her case, the threats intensify. Her car is tampered with, causing her to nearly crash. A key witness disappears. Her office is broken into, files stolen. But she refuses to give up. Mr. Raymond helps her secure a meeting with an honest judge who grants her a chance to present new evidence. The courtroom battle is fierce. Malik's high-profile legal team uses every trick in the book, discrediting witnesses, fabricating evidence, delaying hearings. But Samira counters each argument with unwavering determination. She spends sleepless nights preparing her strategy, knowing that one wrong move could destroy everything. The case gains media attention, and soon, public pressure mounts on the judicial system to ensure justice. But Malik's reach is far and wide, and he manipulates influential figures to stall the proceedings. Samira finds herself targeted in character assassination attempts, with fake scandals about her past circulating online. But she stands tall, refusing to let intimidation break her. In the courtroom, she faces the final challenge, presenting irrefutable proof. The tension peaks when Dr. Naveed testifies, presenting undeniable proof of Malik's crimes. A silence falls over the courtroom as the judge examines the evidence. Samira takes a deep breath, knowing that this moment could define not just her career, but the fate of an entire village. Finally, the verdict is announced. Malik is found guilty. His company is shut down, victims are compensated, and he is sentenced to prison. Outside the courthouse, the villagers celebrate, but Samira knows this is just the beginning. As she stands with Mr. Raymond, she realizes that justice is not a destination. It is a lifelong fight. Her once silent voice has now become a force that cannot be ignored. Justice had been served, but the fight was far from over. As Samira walks away, she knows that another battle awaits, another injustice to challenge, because the world will always need those who dare to stand against corruption, those who refuse to be silenced. The road ahead will not be easy, but she is ready. She is no longer just a lawyer. She is a warrior for justice, and she will fight for the truth until her last breath. As the years pass, Samira takes on more cases, each one more difficult than the last. She faces betrayals, threats, and moments of despair, but she never loses sight of her mission. Her name becomes synonymous with justice, and she inspires countless others to follow in her footsteps. She trains young lawyers, teaching them not just the law, but the courage it takes to wield it against corruption. One day, she faces her greatest challenge yet, a case that threatens not just her career, but her very life. A powerful political figure, exposed by her relentless investigations, targets her with everything he has. Her friends warn her to back down, but Samira knows she cannot. The battle is long and grueling, pushing her to her limits, but in the end, she prevails once again. Standing in front of a new generation of aspiring lawyers, she tells them what she has always believed. Justice is not a privilege. It is a right, and it is worth fighting for. She recounts her past cases, reflecting on the struggles and sacrifices that led her to this moment. She remembers the nights she spent researching by candlelight when power in the village was cut off, the time she stood alone in court against an army of corporate lawyers, the heartbreaking stories of those who had suffered because of greed and corruption. Her journey was never just about winning cases. It was about restoring faith in justice, about giving a voice to the voiceless. As she looks into the hopeful eyes of the young lawyers before her, she knows that her fight has ignited a fire in them, a fire that will burn long after she is gone. But for now, she stands tall, ready for the next battle, ready to keep fighting, because justice is not a destination. It is a war that must be fought every single day.